Here's part 2 with some insights into the Pluto and Aquarius transit. And just to recap, on January 20th, Pluto will conjunct the Sun, 29 degrees and 59 minutes of Capricorn. This is a big deal. We're never going to see this again. I'm sure there's going to be a lot in the news around this time, a lot of headlines, a lot of breaking news, a lot of exposure, the underturning of events. Remember, Capricorn also rules over those in positions of power, those in positions of authority, judges, political figures, etc. Then the Sun will enter Aquarius, 9:07 a.m. Eastern Time on the 20th. Pluto will then enter Aquarius, 7:56 p.m. Eastern Time. And we can see right here that they're both again at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Another big moment, 0 degrees, clean slate, fresh start to the future. Aquarius is the sign of the future. Again, the main principle of Pluto is transformation, life, death, rebirth, stripping away the old to bring forth the new, becoming uncomfortable to ultimately, at some point, be comfortable. So the Aquarius themes are where we're going to experience the most radical transformations over the next 2 decades, because Pluto will be in Aquarius now until 2043. So the areas Aquarius rules over are technology, the internet, the human collective, air travel, space travel, robotics, animatronics, astrology, extraterrestrial, or like I always say, interdimensional, social groups, humanitarian endeavors. It's also our networks. Okay, so let me just give you the Pluto dates because of the orbit of Pluto, because I know it can be confusing when we talk about Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto in Aquarius. It's like, well, which one is it? So Pluto is currently straddling between the two. It's very interesting to note that both Capricorn and Aquarius are Saturn-ruled signs, which definitely brings in an even stronger element to the rules, the regulations, the structures, and the boundaries that we abide by or don't. So lots of deconstruction going on there, right? And that will continue. Now, Pluto first entered Aquarius back in March of 2023, March 23rd to be exact. And immediately after, the headlines were roaring with the protesting going on in Paris. I remember thinking, of course that's happening right now. Pluto just entered Aquarius. Protest, the people, we the people, standing up, taking a stand, fighting, taking it out to the streets. And then Pluto stayed in Aquarius until June 12th. Of 2023 at 0 degrees. Okay, then Pluto stationed retrograde in May while still at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And then Pluto receded back into Capricorn on June 12th of 2023. And then Pluto moved all the way back to 27 degrees of Capricorn and then stationed direct on October 11th of 2023 and started to move forward. And we're currently now at the 29th degree as I record this. The 29th degree is known as the anaretic degree. This is where the properties and the energies of said planet are really, really amplified. Now, January 20th, this is where Pluto enters Aquarius, conjunct the Sun, and this is all about power dynamics, both personally and collectively. Pluto will move to 2 degrees of Aquarius this year, and then will station retrograde on May 2nd. And then Pluto is going to get back to 29 degrees and 59 minutes of Capricorn again, and will be there from September 1st until November 19th. And hello, September, October, and November. We all know what time of year that is here. 29th degree. A little bit of unrest, a little bit of unease, power dynamics, control. And then Pluto will station direct on October 12th of 2024. And then Pluto will move back into Aquarius for good now, officially for good, November 19th of 2024, and will remain in Aquarius, including all of their retrogrades, until March 8th of 2043. Okay, so that's a significant amount of time for Pluto to be in Aquarius. Now, to move into the future, to create a new world, we must first understand the past, right? We must take multiple trips to the proverbial underworld. Now, we all know, we've heard that axiom that history repeats itself. Well, I will say history mimics itself, and there's a strong difference with that. Now, I've gone ahead and put in the chart here of the United States of America, known as the Sibley chart, which is cast for when the Declaration of Independence was signed. And there's, of course, some discrepancy about this, but for all intents and purposes, this is a Sibley chart, July 4th, 1776, 5:10 p.m. in Philadelphia. Now we see here that at this point, July 4th, 1776, we had Pluto at 27 degrees and 33 minutes of Capricorn. I am recording this on January the 14th. Pluto is currently, this outer wheel is the transit. So Pluto is currently at 29 degrees and 47 minutes of Capricorn. So Pluto has already passed the point where he was at the birth of our nation. And this is why you've probably heard astrologers talking about the Pluto return. Now, I've also gone ahead and pulled this back to February 20th of 2022, where for all intents and purposes, we experienced our Pluto return officially. You can see here again, this is the Sibley chart, the birth chart for the United States of America, 27 degrees, 33 minutes of Capricorn. And then you can see Pluto exactly at 27:33 of Capricorn. That was on February 20th of 2022. Again, rewriting history as we speak. Now, I emphasize the word we because Aquarius, the sign Pluto is moving into now, is all about we the people, okay? The collective. So we have the ability to rewrite the script, to rewire our actions and behaviors of the past that have gotten us to this point. We know what we know, right? The point of this era of Pluto and Aquarius is that we, Aquarius, are destined to sculpt the future, Aquarius, in a bigger way, in a higher manner. But first, we must strip away and break down all of the systems that are antiquated and outdated, and we must be willing to be uncomfortable while we rebuild and while we transform. That's Pluto. So the last time Pluto moved into Aquarius was at the end of the 18th century, between 1778 and 1798. This coincided with the Age of Revolution. This is a time in history where the countries were, all over the world were rising up and challenging and ruling authority. The entire Pluto in Aquarius transit in the 1700s was marked by revolution, including the French Revolution, which is the most significantly noted from 1789 to 1799. And I just put in this rundown of the major historical events that occurred the last time Pluto was in Aquarius. You can always screenshot this or come back to it later. Again, history mimics itself. No one knows for certain, but we do know that we are under a time of tremendous transformation and rebirth, unrest. Think about the French Revolution from what we know of the history books. This was a period of political and societal change. And we are there now, my friends. We are on that other side of history. It is going to be really interesting to see how this Pluto in Aquarius era plays out. Are we in the age of Aquarius? Some would argue that we've been in the age of Aquarius. I feel we're officially entering the age of Aquarius now. It's going to be interesting to see how technology can be used both for us and or against us. But keeping the faith, again, Aquarius is the sign of humanity. Aquarius is the sign of consciousness. It's a sign of banding together. It's a sign of taking care of your kind, of your people. So we're all along for the ride. We'll see how this plays out. I hope you found this insightful.